Hi, everyone.
Hello. Happy Wednesday or Thursday. Wait, Thursday. I don't know when it gets posted. Whatever. Happy week.
Happy week. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, all
Oh,
of
good
it.
night. Hopefully we're not boring and people fall
Yeah,
asleep with
put
us.
people to
But
sleep. A nice little bedtime story, a little lullaby.
please no one tell us that. You like the energy.
I do. Capital 10,000 was this weekend. I meant to ask you why you didn't run.
Okay, I was low-key going I was kinda sick all week. I
Mhm.
felt so guilty because I walked outside and I was, like, walking to a bar around, like, 11 because Adam wanted to grab lunch. So not a bar, but the guilt that was exuding off of me because I saw these people with their medals, and I literally just rolled out of bed. Yeah, I didn't do it. I had a friend ask me
FOMO of no
before.
medal. Look at that. Hitting you hard.
Who would have thought? But I had a friend ask me the day before if I wanted to do it, and I couldn't pull myself together. So I'm gonna take the L on that one for the
It's
L.
okay. The weather was looking a little bit iffy too. I think they got a little bit lucky with
It
the
was
rain, but
raining. I saw a bunch of TikTokers that were posting that they were running it, and it looked very wet. So
there would be
maybe I was
nothing
happy to
worse.
miss that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
exactly.
Be
Sounds
running around
terrible.
all damp, gross.
No, not good. Okay, well, I started Madison. We can start
And
there.
what'd you think?
And so last night was my second episode, and then end of last week, watched the first episode, in Florida, and it was so much more than I thought packed into, like, one episode. I didn't know what to, like, truly expect, but between, like, all the drama and the plane crash and, like, I kinda, like, got anxious because I was like, "I don't know if I just wanna, like, run and get on the plane tomorrow."
Oh gosh,
Of
I
course, I
know.
started having anxiety about that. So I was like, "I need to give it a minute and, like, restart this." So anyways, yesterday's episode was much more settling. So yeah, I'm excited to finish up.
It's interesting because Adam has a different perspective on it. He thinks he's not in love with the storyline. It's a bit different, but they still got the Montana, like, horses kinda theme. But yeah, I
When that
think
river is just beautiful, the scenery.
Adam thought it was AI. I was like, "I don't think it's AI." He goes, "That's artificial." And I'm like, "I don't know." So and
Adam
I
needs
actually
to
need to
get
look
out
it
in the
up.
world. No,
He's just like
that
this
is what it
miserable
looks like.
Nancy.
That's
That's what
so
it looks
funny. I
like.
hate her.
So he is well, it can yeah, he seems to be a recurring theme of that, but I really like it. So I'm looking forward to this next episode. Did you watch DTF? You're not watching
No, I
DTF?
haven't
But
watched it yet.
horrible ending. It's
Okay,
not
well,
even
that's
worth it.
disappointing. Oh
Yeah.
gosh. I do think the casting's a little weird with this older daughter. She looks older than the mom to me.
The
The daughter
oh,
in sorry, in, Madison.
in the
I feel
Madison?
like
Yeah.
I don't know her name, her, real name,
She's
but
in,
I
like,
feel
the
like she looks so old, and she's, like, in her early 40s, like 41. She
sh
literally looks older than Michelle Pfeiffer is
well, I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer looks freaking great.
really good.
So, that's hard to beat. But yeah, no, I do agree. She's in The Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, I think. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but
Mm-mm.
that's what I recognized her from. Yeah, she does look a little rough around the edges, but I kinda love her vibe. Like, she's kind of, like, got a cool, like, aesthetic around her. I don't know.
Totally. No, I like her. I think she's, attractive and whatever in her own kind of rough way, but in her yeah, but I just
Well, I
think
was also looking up the daughters of her, and that one girl, they're supposed to be in high school or younger than I don't even know how old, but she's like 22 or something. So she's like a full-grown adult playing a child, which
it's
she
hard
looks
to
good
tell. I
too.
think that
But
happens often. Yeah. Well, to be continued, but off to a good start. So definitely recommend it. Minus the first episode
well,
was a little.
I was gonna say hopefully people have already watched the first episode because you just kind of spoiled it.
Oh gosh, yeah. Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, don't listen to this. You need to put
Exactly.
spoilers on the headline, not
Don't
spoilers.
listen to us if you don't want to know.
No, plane crash? What? Who crashed?
Gosh, yeah. Well, we'll jump right to Rory, back
Ah.
to back Masters champion.
That was a hell of a weekend. I don't know.
If
How do you feel about Rory? That's why I'm like, I could either go, "Woo!" or I could be like,
I
"Whatever."
really like him. I really do. I think that he has a really whiny side sometimes, and he is a bit of a complainer, and he was the first to, like, complain about Liv and all of that stuff, and just I feel like if there's
Which
something to
I
complain
like.
about, he's right there, but he stands up for himself, he speaks his mind, but then when it's time for business, he's very respectful on the course, respectful to the competition, um, and he's just good. I just like him. I like his personality, I like his demeanor, um, I think he's classy, obviously like that he's Nike, um he's a good competitor.
I like all of the things did say. I really appreciate that he didn't make the jump over to live. He stuck by the PGA. However, and he's from Northern Ireland, so obviously I love the Irish factor as
Yes.
well. Obviously, it's not, the original Ireland, they're different countries, but still, I appreciate that factor. The one thing I can't get behind, he's just like a cheater in real life. I don't know, with his relationships with his former girlfriends, former fiancés, wife, currently. I don't know. There's just a lot of drama behind all of that. I don't know if you feel the
I
same.
agree
I
about
was just
that,
like,
and I
it
just feel like there's
shows
a
his
hard l
character.
it does, but I feel like, again, that's, like, personal against professional, and I guess I'm just speaking about professionally, but
Yeah.
personally, even with that, and I was actually wondering about this, and I know everybody was like, "Is he gonna kiss the wife after he wins
Oh,
or not?"
he
Because last year,
did.
he didn't after all that scandal, and he did, and they look happy, but, I mean, people go through things, but it's the same as Tiger and everyone else, it's like you can put everyone under a microscope and tear them apart, but I don't necessarily not like Tiger because of his past, and I don't necessarily not like Rory because of this, but it is an overall ding if you're gonna look at somebody as, like, all around character, morals, all of that. But
Yeah, I
right
mean,
now he seems to be on the right track and he seems like a great dad. Poppy's adorable. And I also love his relationship with his parents. And I think that that says a lot about somebody, again, regardless of their personal decisions. Like he obviously loves and respects them and always gives them so much credit. He always plays, member guest tournaments with his dad. And just, I really like that he's kind of holds true to that.
why? I know there was some kind of debate on if they were going to be there or not this year, and it could be, superstition. He may have lost if they were there, but why weren't they there last year when he won? Do you know why? I never got into
I
that.
actually don't know the reason why, and then I think that they were, considering not coming this year because they were like, "Oh, he won last year, what are the
Exactly.
chances he's gonna win back to back?" And then there they were, so it was super special, and I loved that his mom was carrying her bag that was, like, old newspaper clippings from, his winnings.
It was cute. I did see
So
that.
cute, but,
And did you see when Rory was talking about, I think this is Poppy's favorite time of the year, not just the par 3 contest, and then there was, like, endless supply of
oh,
ice cream or something, and Poppy's little face just like
It
she
was
went to
the
her.
cutest little clip. She, like, puts her head down and puts her hands and, like, shakes her head.
Like,
She's adorable,
"Daddy, stop embarrassing me."
and she looks so much like both of them, like a total mix,
Mhm.
don't you think?
Yeah, she couldn't be cuter, and I low key thought Poppy as a name is a little odd, but when you see her, she's such a
Oh, I
puppy.
love it. She's such a poppy, and I think Rory's a great name. Obviously, my nephew's named Rory, not after him. But again, they were just looking for a Irish name and kind of landed on it. And I love that name. But I think Poppy is so cute too, and she's such a poppy. It would not work for everybody. I would not be a poppy.
No,
But
no.
I definitely would not. Um,
Yeah, and obviously, I do love Erica. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous and just so
she really
classy, and
is.
likes to stay out of the limelight, which I tend to appreciate for these wags or whatever you wanna call
Yeah,
them. She
she
definitely
stays out
wouldn't
of that.
consider herself that, yeah.
I
So,
agree, but pretty impressive to be back to back. Last person to do it was Tiger in 2001, 2002, which is something to really respect. And then outside of that, it's Jack Nicklaus, Nick Faldo, and yeah, I guess Tiger Woods. So Rory's the fourth person to do it. Pretty incredible.
yeah. No, I mean, he's
So a
definitely
lot
gonna
of
go down as a legend.
yeah, it's for sure. And I loved the old clip from when he was a kid on that late night show. The
Oh,
one
with the and they were chipping it into the
yeah, he's
dryer.
like, "I practice, chipping into my mom's, like, washer and dryer." And then, later on after he won last year, Jimmy Fallon had him on. He was like, "Let's now that you're Masters champion, let's try it again," and, like, brought out the set. That was so great.
That was super cute. He actually, I mean, he missed one of them, and I was thinking he was gonna get close to losing, but he pulled the W after all.
So great. But really happy for him, and overall, I mean, there were some other people that can touch. Scotty came back. He had
Oh
terrible
my
start.
gosh, Scotty, that I think that was gonna be like a Masters course record or something if he did make that comeback because he, yeah, was down a stroke at the end there, which was incredible.
Yeah, but to end up in 2nd after that, and then that reporter on Saturday was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard. He shot a 65, which was, like, better than pretty much anybody,
Fantastic.
and there she's like, "What coulda that have been or should that have been?" He's like, "Terrible question. Next question." And I loved his
Well,
response because you don't
he
really see
thought
him.
about it, yeah, because he's not rude or, like, dismissive of it, but he's like, "What? Did I
No.
really just hear that?"
Yeah, I mean, I would've been like, "I shot a 65." Like, I mean, I'd have no idea what that even meant, but I give credit for these athletes being patient with these reporters because some of them just are complete idiots. What kind of question is that?
I mean, do some of these reporters even know about the sport that they're
Sports?
reporting on? Yeah, I feel like
Exactly.
we could do a better job, Jesus.
Honestly, but I think he's starting to get a little more snap to him, and I didn't know that he had, such a big temper, but I guess he's kind of like a head case and a little bit mental and just doesn't let it through, but in college and everything, I guess he was a little bit, um,
Seems a
angry.
little more even-keeled these days,
Totally.
but I
I
don't know.
really
Still
big
comes
fan
out
of
every once
Scotty.
in a while, which I which you can appreciate.
I know. Yeah, you have to. I'm gonna have to at some point. Um, and then Tommy Fleetwood, did you see him on Sunday wearing his, Augusta National member logo polo, with his Blackstone hat? I love that he's still just rocking whatever.
Quite the combination, but I know we talked about the Blackstone logo and how it wasn't, very marketable, didn't have a lot of character, but I actually didn't hate it. It was
Did
kind
it
of like
settle
a
in?
cool look. I don't know, it was, like, very sleek and simple,
I mean,
and
it's
he looked good with it.
distinct. And I
Yeah.
think maybe it's because he doesn't try to overdo it with, he's not wearing any other
Brands.
sponsors right
Yeah.
now, right? Or brands or big logos or patches or whatever. And so it doesn't make it as bad. But imagine if he had these patches like, a lot of these other guys, and then you have that on your head. I mean, you look like a walking ad. Um,
Just a walking
but
tool, but
yeah,
yeah.
literally. But it's funny too because he had some questionable little, pullovers and stuff that you, like, would see, like, in Ireland, kinda, like, thicker material, like, kind of button up, and Rory walked out I saw, like, walk out on the range and kinda, like, checked his tag to, like, see what he was wearing. It was kind of funny. He probably was like, "I need to go change, get something from the pro shop."
From the pro shop, yeah, yeah, yeah. No. Also, Rory, I saw a bunch of memes over the past weekend. The way he walks, it's like a catwalk,
I
you know?
mean, he, like, waddles, and he definitely does have a little bit of a
He's
little
got a
bit of
big
a
little
waddle.
caboose.
Yeah.
No, that's
He
funny.
really does, yeah, some junk in the trunk, but it's probably where he gets his power.
Well, and then other
Um,
side note, did you see Liv is kinda going down the drain?
yes, looked like an emergency meeting was, called in New
Uh-oh.
York today. Sounds like they might be going under or some
Trouble
sort
in
of trouble. I mean,
paradise.
that doesn't just happen, so that'll be super interesting to see what comes of that.
I mean, well, I think Brooks and Patrick Reed both leaving and coming back to the PGA are very telling, but
Not gonna
nobody
help.
even watches Live. I'm like, "Did you watch Live or PGA?"
Well,
Like,
and they're
I
not
don't know
even
who's tuning
performing.
in.
Nobody that did well at the Masters is on Live.
Yeah, exactly,
Like,
exactly.
it's
Well,
just
Bryson didn't make the cut.
exactly, embarrassing, and then there's Sergio, who's a complete joke. Like, what was that?
That was just letting all of his emotions get the best of him.
Like,
Stupid
that
move.
what? That you're an irrelevant golfer? Like,
I mean,
I mean,
clearly.
I was just thinking, like, you're in last place. Really, again, and if you hadn't won the Masters before, nobody would care about you. And I know he's a nice guy and, like, whatever,
Well, when did
life
he
is
win it?
nice.
Like, years ago? 2017 or something? Or 18?
Right, I guess to win is to win, but it's like one of those things that you almost wish they didn't. And, I think that's just kind of what he's hung on to. But again, you're in last place. You don't have that much attention on you, and you act like that. Like, I truly wish they had kicked him. I mean, they have discretion to, like, basically kick you out from, your privileges of being a previous winner. I don't like him. I'm gonna put him in the same grouping as Mac Brown and Ben Crenshaw and Matthew McConaughey, and I'm not gonna get on that tangent, but I'll leave it at that. But that's where I put him in my books.
I mean, well, that's fair. Are those all Texas people or what's the
I
Matthew
know.
McConaughey?
I didn't say speed. I mean,
No.
yeah, they are kind of like, yeah, and I don't know, like, their own personal brands and the way they are and what they focus on and prioritize, and again, I know they're all charitable and all that part of them I do respect and I think is nice, but as far as just personalities and thinking, I think that they're a lot more than they are and just I don't know. I don't mesh with
I
it, let's
just
say.
yeah, I
But why
mean,
do you need to
that's
act like that?
kind
It's
of
the Masters.
past.
Like, everyone's hating on the influencers and the outfits and all this, like, external stuff, and I would be focusing on what about the people competing that can't even have the respect for the course or the game or I mean, that should be more of a problem than
Well,
the outside.
he still made headlines, so
He
that
sure
was
did, and that's
probably
what
he
I'm
was
saying. If
feeling
you're in
left
last
out. He
place at
was
the
feeling
Masters,
left out.
you better get it yeah, it's probably what he wanted. He's like, "I better make my name for myself somehow
Well, he
out here."
smashed his freaking driver, and it's
Smashed
impossible to
it.
play that course with and they're not gonna give
Well,
you a
then
new one,
he
so
didn't get to
yeah.
use a driver the rest of the
Yeah,
round, obviously, and then he started walking down the
self-deprecating.
fairway with John Rahm's bag. I'm like, "How did this all happen?"
Yeah,
Like, I'm
I
sure
don't
he was like
understand where he got it.
same, but I think that he must have, like, I don't know, been so surprised at what he did that he was, like, just out of it.
Uh-oh, I'm gonna try to steal someone else's driver, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But then another good one that I kinda wanted Cam Young to win for a bit, and I know that's a surprising thing, for not having wanting Rory or Scotty, but I like him.
I honestly didn't know a lot about him, but, obviously, there was a lot of videos of him over the weekend, and he seems like a really genuine individual, and yeah, I wanted him to pull a W as well.
Yeah, and I think that same, I just really didn't know much, but the more I was listening to some of his interviews and, um, again, seems super close with his family, he's very devout Catholic, goes to mass every Sunday. Even when he's traveling and on tournaments, he finds time to go to mass, and so one of the reporters asked, like, "Are you gonna go to mass, Master Sunday?" And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Just like every other Sunday, like, he's like, I don't know what church yet, but, we're gonna go." And I just thought that was, like, so sweet, and they're like, "Well, are you gonna stick out?" He's like, "I don't know, but we're going."
Good for him, teaching good morals and values to his
Yeah.
young kids. No
Yeah.
pun intended with the name, young.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, young. And interestingly enough, he wears the MLB logo, speaking of patches that, people wear all over their shirts.
Mhm.
He's one of the only people I've ever seen wearing, an MLB patch, and I guess his dad was a head pro at a country club where the MLB commissioner, belongs,
Okay,
and this commissioner is also a member at Augusta, and, when Cam decided to go pro, he asked him to lunch or to dinner or lunch and asked if he'd want to wear the MLB logo, and he's like, "Yeah, I'd love to." Kinda cool.
I like that. No, he's again, seems like a good guy. I know he was, well, I work for Corn Ferry. We obviously sponsor the Corn
Mhm.
Ferry tour. But I saw he was on that 2020, I think 2021, and then earned his PGA Tour card. So definitely has worked hard, earned his spot, and he's overall, again, I'm rooting for him. Seems like a good
Yeah,
guy.
and he's young.
Very young. Yeah, which is
Yeah.
awesome as well. But my new favorite, actually, after the Masters, is Shane
Oh,
Lowry. Did you
look
watch
at
him at all?
you! Another Irishman or what?
Fully Irish, yes. He got a hole in one. I'm not sure which hole, but it was his second. He got a hole in one in like 2012 Masters as well. So, second hole in one. The guy has hit more hole in ones than I think anybody I've heard of, but he just this big, large Irishman, I think maybe lacks a little class, but he's
But
having
seems
fun
like a
out
good
there.
time. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
He hit that hole in one and like grabbed a fan's beer and just started
It
chugging it. And I was like, yes, go
That's
Shane.
hilarious.
My new fave guy, and then at the end, he gave Rory a big hug. You see him run up to Shane when he won, so it was,
Aw.
clearly the Irish were,
Yeah, he seems fun. Out in full force,
yep, I loved it.
backing each other up. So I didn't realize, like, all these random bets, and of course it is just like football and you can bet on the coin toss or whatever, but you can bet, ahead of the Masters if somebody's gonna make a hole in one or not, and, I was like, "There's no way, like, there's no way." And then here we are with your guy, Shane. Came
Like
through. I
it.
would have lost that bet. I would have bet no hole in ones.
Do
There
you
we
get to
were.
pick a hole or just like is it
No, it's just
super
like a
random?
yes or no, like an over under
Oh,
type thing. Like, is somebody in the Masters going to make
well
a hole
then
in one?
I'm sure some people said yes, so Shane made them happy.
Yes, exactly. Helped some people win their bets. I would have lost mine. Um, so it's kind of interesting. Rory missed out on the San Antonio tournament and the Houston tournament leading up to Augusta. And he said the reasoning was he wanted to get practice rounds in at Augusta. I mean, how smart is that? So he literally would take Poppy to school or have breakfast with her, whatever, in the morning in Jupiter, and then fly 45-minute flight to Augusta and would play a practice round and then be home for dinner. How cool is that? And I
Mhm.
get from some players' perspective because not everybody has the opportunity to do that. And even or having been a past champion, you do get to do that. And I'm sure that they still have to play with a member. There's probably something more to it or a certain number of rounds. But why not take advantage of that? Well worth his time to do that rather than go to San Antonio and Houston.
I mean, yeah, it's,
And
not
then
the
to
most
win.
glamorous places, but
Right, yeah, exactly, but then to, like I mean, it might have it for sure might have helped. I mean, obviously, he's familiar with the course, but to be able to play it a couple more times leading up to it, he probably had it dialed in.
he was good, you know? He's like, "I did it once, no pressure to do it again. However, if I do it again, good for me,"
And
which he
he
did.
did. And I love to see Rafael Nadal out there following him, big Rory fan.
Oh.
He was representing also wearing the members logo polo shirt, so cute. And his Netflix series or documentary, just the trailer for it just dropped, but it's about to come out called Rafa, of course, on May 29th. So that'll be pretty good.
No, I'm looking forward to watching that. Did you watch the one with Rory? I think it came out on Prime.
Yeah, it just came out too. And no, I haven't. And I want to watch it. Have you?
No, I haven't. I just, I mean, the picture looks cool. The front looks cool. I
Hmm.
think it's about him, you know, obviously 14 years in the making of him winning the Masters. So excited to watch it now that he won it again and see if they add to
They're gonna
it.
have to redo it. Yeah,
I was
exactly.
going
Make
to
another
say.
part. No, I really want to watch it. And I saw one of the best memes. I know sometimes we just get like great memes after things like this. And it was like Rory McIlroy has won 2 Masters since the Jets had their last interception.
Oh, bad
Ouch.
analogy for
That
the
is
Jets.
the poor Jets. But I thought
Called
that was a
out.
pretty good one of like all the ones to come out
That is funny.
called out. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely watch Rafa and the McIlroy Rory documentaries. I just like to see more into their life too and like hear him talk. Even though Nadal is not Federer, but it's
Well,
okay.
well, what can you do?
What can you do? Um, so there's still so much, and I know we touched on it last time, right after the par 3 contest with Jason Kelsey and, like, people hating on him being there, and yes, is he out of place? Yes, but it was also the par 3 tournament. It's a little bit more casual, fun,
Yeah.
like we talked about. I mean, he's just a goofy guy, like, so goofy.
Add some entertainment to the, you know,
Yeah,
the
adds a little like,
stuck-up
that
old
didn't
people.
bother
No,
right,
just
that
kidding.
didn't bother yeah, that didn't bother me so much, but then all about all these influencers and everything, and like, we talk about it every single time, and, like, the reason why all these numbers for all these sports are going up is because of them, and I do get it that it's a little bit annoying, and it could be to spectators that are just used to, like, the actual tradition, but I don't know how you don't balance adding that in, and I'm not so for it. But people hating on the outfits and stuff, then there's, like, Jenna Sims. I thought some of her outfits were very questionable for a conservative
I
golf
hate her.
tournament. Like, I can't stand her, but again, that's a player's wife. What are you gonna say? You can't come? Like, if anything, enforce a
Preferably,
dress code.
you know?
Nobody wants you there anyway, but,
Did you see her
um
by the way, sidetrack, her TikTok on imitating fans of her husband. They're like,
Oh
"Brooks," and, like,
gosh.
people like, she was genuinely making fun of these people, and we're like, "What a fucking hater." Like, why are
Yeah.
you okay, sorry, continue. I
No,
just
I did
side
not
rant,
see that,
hate
but
her.
I really don't care for her, but she was one of the ones that I'm like, if people are hating on it, I think you sent it to me. It was like a real short crop top. She did have a sweater to go over with that. She's like, I got it at the pro shop. It's Tory Burch or whatever. When she was
Whatever.
like going through the stuff that she bought, but I don't know. I think there's like a fine. And then there was this one influencer, no idea who she was, but I just, saw the headline. She was like wearing a big, Chanel logo top. And I don't know. And then I heard Paige DeSorbo, just a clip of it. I don't watch her podcast or listen to it, but she's kind of funny with some of the stuff she said. But she was like, people complain they're there, but somebody's inviting these people or planting them, or they're, coming along with brands or media, like they're getting asked to come. And same thing with, she didn't say this, but I'm saying it. Same with Jason Kelsey. He came with ESPN. It's not like he just showed up and said, I'm going to, have banter for the par three and be out of place. Like people are bringing this sort of vibe into the culture of the Masters.
Well, they should have kept it out in the front gates with the Malbon. Or what
With the Malbum hospitality suite.
did they have,
Yeah.
like, a whole suite out the front of the
Yeah,
gates or
yeah,
something?
they did. But one other thing that they said, and I don't even know the girl that's on with Paige, but she was like, yeah, I mean, if they wanted to keep to tradition, they should have just not allowed women, like they don't still allow women and whatever. And I was like, okay, well, that's completely false because as we know, Condoleezza Rice was the first female member in 2012.
Yeah.
So there are, and I think there are some others. They don't obviously disclose the full member list, but obviously there's trying to stay progressive and current and whatever. Like I wouldn't say just ban women from the Masters so that influencers don't come, but well, I don't know. But yeah, the Malbon thing, they're staying on brand and on trend with their um setup and experience, and it was open to the public and kind of a high energy setup, it seemed.
It was interesting. I just didn't get it.
Well, this is normal, and Nike always does a house, and my dad and my brother used to go when they did that, and again, that's another trip that I'm like, why didn't I go? But
Missed
clearly, I thought I
opportunity.
had something else better to do at the time. Um, And so it's normal that they set up these houses for the athletes to come get their stuff and whatever, but they're not open to the public for the most part. But this one obviously was. And I think it's just more, getting their brand out there. I do like their marketing, like I said. But yeah, but again, that could go along with more of like something that should be at like Coachella or something.
That's what I was thinking. It was the same weekend as Coachella. I mean, how did
Yeah.
these influence decide, do I go to the Masters or do I go to Coachella? It's like, go to Coachella. You clearly were dressed for it.
Right.
And maybe Melbourne should have set up their tent
Done
over
their
Coachella.
activation there, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that's more of
I
their
don't know.
target. Um, but they did launch, kind of like next generation ads that I've been seeing recently with this girl that I had known nothing about, but her name is Indy Rain, great name. She's
I love that
9
name.
years old and just decked out in like the coolest non-traditional, again, Coachella golf, let's call it, vibe. Um, Jordan shoes, this long, like ponytail type braid, just super cool, like California looking girl. Originally from Surrey, England, and went to Wentworth Golf Club there. And then the family relocated a couple years ago to Laguna Beach, actually, to take advantage of the weather and year round golf, which obviously you wouldn't have in England. But I, like, found myself just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling watching this girl, like, her outfits, like, she needs your sunglasses that you wore for your
I saw her. I
race.
saw her. I
Like,
was like, girl, twins. Like, I need to put a
yes.
braid in my hair and we'll we'll call it a
Oh,
win.
totally. Yeah, she's like a mini you, just like total California, but I just think that she's the coolest look, and I think it's cool for, again, a brand like that to get somebody young. Hopefully, she keeps on track, but she's already, aligned with other, brands as well, partnerships, LA Golf, Malbon Oakley, and Bruce Bolt, actually, our other brand we've talked about before. So I just thought that was kind of a cool story.
I hadn't heard of her at all, and then you had sent me a couple clips, and I was mesmerized. I mean, she's the cutest golfer, beautiful swing. I love her accent. I think she speaks well whenever she talks. I don't know. I'm rooting for her. 9 years old. She's gonna be a killer.
She really will. I hope that people that are or kids that are this young and that talented continue and don't
Burnout.
burnout.
Yeah.
I was reading that Sabalenka actually started when she was 6, which
Oh,
I know 6 is still so young, but that usually it's like 2 or 3, and they're like start training. But again, the amount of people that fizzle out or burn out before that or get injured is so high. So I'm like, okay, 6, there's still time for B.
I was like,
She'll warm
yeah.
up to it.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, again, rooting for her. I love that she's in Laguna Beach. Maybe I like to play the ranch in Laguna all the time. It's like 10 minutes from my house over there. So hopefully I'll see her on the course.
Yeah, love to see it. Um, Back to there's another thing I was gonna. Oh, the traffic and the sales. Then we can move on from the Masters, but it is unbelievable to me, like absolutely mind blowing the merchandise sales.
I mean, well, you can only get master stuff at the Masters. So that everybody there is buying everything for their
And
friends
I
and
get that, but it's
themselves. And
still a limited amount of people that are there. Like the amount of people that they let in and give tickets to isn't like, you know, Super Bowl crowd sizes, right?
fair.
So to think about how much money this, finite amount of people are it's not like it's open to the public. You have to have a ticket to buy it. So $70 million in sales in a week,
It's like the
$10 million a
wealthiest
day.
people in the nation, or even, beyond. I was not going to say it. It's the wealthiest people that are there in the nation, around the world. They're there on their private jets. I'm sure they're buying a lot of merch for all
Yeah,
of their
and
friends.
I would too if I was there, right? Might as well, right? The hats and everything else, I guess, is cool to have. And you're right, for your friends and everybody else, you just load up. But the numbers are still staggering to me.
Good for the I honestly, I was wearing my brother was at the Masters last year, and he got me a big pink Masters sweatshirt, so I was wearing my Masters
Look
sweater
at
all
you
weekend.
repping.
Yeah. But everybody was commenting on it, like, "Oh, were you
Right,
there?"
because people
And
know
I
that
was
you
like,
have to like go.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
wasn't there, but my brother was. And I'm getting a hat this year. Calvin, shout out Calvin, where's my hat? She was there. She asked if I wanted to buy her a hat. We'll see if I actually get a hat
Love
from
it.
this year. But no, I'm trying to collect my Masters merch.
Rack them up. Yeah. Love it. And the Masters green to me is like the Tiffany's blue. Like it's such a distinct color. Like you just know right away.
That's what I want my wedding trim color to be, is
Oh my
Masters
gosh, that would be
green.
amazing, especially in Ireland. That's also fitting.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just very green.
It's great, but and there were so many little, actually very creatively done, like swatches of, like posts, kind of like pieced together of, Masters color palettes, and it really is a great palette. Like not colors I would use like every day, but the yellow and the white and the green, and then the pop of pink, like the azalea type color.
Mhm.
It's such a distinct. But I'm also like, why does everybody there dress in uniforms? Like everyone dresses in, minus some of the influencers, in those colors. It's really kind of a whole study should be done on the
Well,
culture
also,
of the Masters.
I also saw there's a bunch of comparisons of like the Masters final hole, and then an NBA player taking a final shot. And
Mhm,
everybody's got their phones in their hand, and
mhm.
obviously the basketball one. And then it's just is a way better look with all the fans in the background. Not obviously they take your phones. Not one single person like has their phone up. They're actually
I do
watching it
love that.
with their own eyes, not through the
Yeah.
camera lens,
No,
which
I
I
think
think is
that's
super
great.
unique as well. And I think more sports should probably adapt to that, because yeah, people are like living in the moment and not sitting scrolling Instagram and trying to post all their pics.
Yeah, I really do like that. I actually was reading yesterday that some restaurants are going to try to start imposing that, not like wannabe trendy, like Soho dumb
I was gonna
stuff
say
that just
powder room.
doesn't let you, yeah, like just stupid stuff, but like actual, like just restaurants, like run of the mill, nice, whatever, but just trying to get people off their phones and to engage. And, obviously it's kind of distracting if everyone's around you on your phone, depending on the lighting and stuff, on the phone and the cell phone light and all that. But I don't know how that would really work. It was like, oh, they might lock them up or whatever, give you something free if you're not on your phone. Just there was kind of dumb stuff around it, but I liked the concept.
The
It's like what
principal,
you're
yeah.
saying. Yeah, the being present. But again, it's like if you have a kid at home or there's an emergency, like some people need their phone on them. You don't necessarily want it locked up. Um, but it is nice to just see everybody right there, no
In the
phone in
moment.
hand, not recording every single thing. Like,
Well, that's why
But
you weren't seeing a lot of TikTokers doing their TikTok dances on,
oh gosh, could you imagine
at
that?
different holes. No,
Mhm.
that would be the people there would be mortified.
Yeah.
I think there would be like uproar. So I think that's the only benefit and maybe the drawback to influencers actually wanting to attend the Masters. But it is a good, ritual not to have phones.
Yeah. No, I think that is great. That would be great at other sporting events. Also insane to see the private plane traffic in and out is unbelievable. And the way they have the planes lined up, like on the tarmac and on the sides, is they're absolutely stacked.
Freaking epic. I
It's
love it.
crazy. And the NetJets built a new private terminal to help
I
handle
saw
the
that.
traffic. I mean, just so crazy that this once a year event is just such a logistical
Nightmare slash, well,
nightmare
they're
slash
figuring it out.
they clearly have it down. Like, yeah, you
Yeah.
would think that it's a nightmare, but also somebody knows what they're doing and has figured it out. And it seems like it goes pretty seamlessly for all that traffic.
Yeah, well, good for NetJets too. I mean, they definitely know how to monetize
Yeah,
their or make profit. So good for them on coming up with that new private terminal.
right.
Looks nice.
It does. And then to see a map of where all the planes head to once they left. They do this like after the Super Bowl too. They track the planes and where they go
Yeah,
and how many leave right after. And I always just think it's so fascinating. Just so many, but also so many head directly to South Florida.
your
And I know
fave.
yeah, obviously a lot of golfers, have houses and live down there, but clearly the fans too. I mean, just a quick 45-minute flight, but literally the bulk went to South Florida, obviously some to the Northeast, some Midwest, but I just like to see it.
Good golfing territory. Got some good
Very good
golfers.
golfing territory, good weather.
Beautiful courses.
Yes. By the way, do you have our shark tracking app?
God. Remember
Did you
when I
ever
first
get it?
met you, like, 3 years ago? No, you guys, like there was, like, this blow up
We
shark
like
over here, like, I'm like, "What the hell are you guys doing with sharks?"
Yeah, Adam's like, "Oh, yeah, we're just shark trackers." Yeah, no, we really are, and you really need to get it. It's the O-Search shark tracking app.
Oh, sure. You just, like
O-Search, like OCEARCH. And it is the best app to track great whites. You can also track sea turtles,
oh,
but it is absolutely fascinating. So obviously they're north and right now they're coming south and there's just so many in the Gulf, so many around Florida, but there's one like directly off of Palm Beach right now and you can click on this shark and it will tell you their name, when they got tagged, it'll show you their exact route and it is unbelievable to see how far these sharks travel in search of their food.
it's being
Anyways, we can't figure
downloaded.
out why they don't tag the Westies. There's no Westies tagged. We
That's what I was
still if
asking
anyone can
Adam.
answer that for us.
Well,
Uh,
because there are, like, again, I grew up on the beach of San
there
Clemente,
are
and,
way too many out there. The
ye
Westies patrol that
yeah.
water.
There's a lot that are, again, like, they brush up against surfers. They'll shut down like, I'll be going on my beach trail, like, back when I lived there, every day, but there would be, big shark signs, like, ocean or water closed, beach closed, shark sighting. I know right off the pier, there's, like, 2 sharks that lived underneath. They were like sand sharks, but everybody knew it in San Clemente. I used to grow up and get drunk and run down to the pier and jump off the pier, like, with all my friends, and we're like, "Ooh, everybody
Come
knows that
get
there's"
me.
yeah, sand sharks underneath there, which is in hindsight, I look back, 31 years old now, I'm like, "Shit, that would've scared the hell." I just, no fear when you're younger, you're just like,
Oh
"Whatever." So,
gosh. Well, and let alone
um,
the water's so cold. That water is
it's
not for me.
freezing. It's definitely a little, what's ice bath or if those people do those freaking weird
Yeah, cold
things.
plunge.
Cold plunge, yeah,
Yeah.
I did that before. It was even cool. But yeah, no, there definitely should be
Yeah,
shark
same. In
trackers.
college, when I was injured and had to take ice baths, is what we
E
used to call them back in the day.
Okay,
Remember,
there
you
you
just
go.
get in like it was like a trough basically,
Yeah,
and they would fill it with ice and water, and obviously the same concept. But yeah, I agree. Before it was cool.
yeah, we were doing it, you know? We were the early people to do it. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, I definitely think they should start tagging sharks because maybe I would have been a little bit more fearful going into the water at freaking 2 a.m. wasted jumping off the pier.
Right. Well, and then you think like there's a lot that are obviously tracked and tagged, but there are so many that are not. Like obviously the mass majority of great whites and sharks are not tagged. So they're out there, everybody. Keep watch, but I highly recommend this app.
Well, does it? Because sometimes I remember I used to look at Adams and go over it, especially when we go over to Maine,
Yes,
and I'm like, "Where are the sharks? I don't wanna go swimming if they're in the water."
they're
And I
definitely
think
there.
they tell you, like, the weight and everything and
Yeah,
the how long
the
they
age, how
are,
long,
like
the
18
length.
feet.
Yeah,
I'm like, "Holy
I
shit.
know. They are
I wanna be
massive.
nowhere near that water."
Would not
They are
stand a chance
scary.
against one of those.
No, absolutely not. It's like this freaking size of a bigger than a basketball hoop.
Yeah,
Jesus.
massive, massive, massive. Okay, can you give me the brief on this Alex Earle, Alex Cooper situation? Are you understanding it? Are we tracking? Because
Slightly, slightly. Obviously I feel like a lot of people have said stuff and I don't know what's true, what's not true, but apparently Alex Earle, she's an influencer. Alex Cooper was kind of first. She had her
but they
collar
used
daddy
to
under
work
Barstool.
together, right?
Yeah, that's
To
what I
some
think they both
capacity.
exactly, to some capacity. Alex Earle signed under, Alex Cooper's Unwell brand,
Mhm.
and they made a podcast. I think it was like Hot Mess or something like that, or Alex Earle had a podcast, Hot Mess, and I think they were only signed for like 2 months, or she was signed under, Cooper for 2 months, and then something happened, and that hasn't been publicized. Dave had a good perspective. He was like, Earl was too big to sign under the Unwell brand at the
Right, she
time.
was
You
already
need
too
more
big.
up and
Yeah.
coming, influencers. So I think there was maybe some competition or something happened there, but unfortunately or fortunately, there was a fallout between them and then they kind of broke up and don't know what happened. Fast forward
But
to
then, like, what
now.
oh, go ahead, okay.
Yeah, fast forward to now. Alex Earl has been, I hate that they're both named Alex. It's
I
like
know.
IX versus EX. I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know even how to follow the story. Earl versus Cooper. Uh, there was a video that somebody had posted about Alex Cooper saying that, she's a horrible person. A woman has a horrible story to tell, and she's the first one to report it, essentially. Saying she's like the ambulance chaser of podcasters. So then Alex Earl reposted that video. And then there's been other comments and likes and I don't know, just other snarky things that have been posted from Alex Earl. And then Alex Cooper finally came out, I think last week or this week, I don't know. And she was just like, dude, what's the deal? Earl, Alex Earl, she named her personally and said, if you have a problem with me, just say it. Basically is what it said or what she said. And then Alex Earl commented on it and said, okay, on it. And then that's all that's been said. So I think everybody's just waiting patiently for Earl to come out with
And
something.
I'm sure there's some reason behind it, and I did listen to Dave Portnoy's perspective on it, and again, he had his background, and it sounds like he knows both of them, and again, I didn't know the backstory, so I was just kinda, like, jumping in to hear what he had to say on his Tea by the Sea, which I think is
Tea
an
by the Sea
amazing
is actually hilarious.
It is
What a
hilarious,
legend. He
like,
does it
he
again.
literally is such a character. I don't even know how he has time to do all this stuff, and his racehorses, and his Tea by
Tea
the
by
Sea, and
the
his
Sea.
Barstool, and I mean, I don't know how he keeps up with it, makes his bets, follows every game. Love the guy for what it's worth.
Yeah,
But
he's a
anyways, he
hardworking.
was like going back and he was just everything that you said, but also like there has to be more, coming out of this. And that kind of saying, well, then kind of saying they should work together, did work together, doesn't quite get it, but was like kind of defending both of them in their own way. But he was saying, Earl, commented on it and he's like, I don't know if she actually is really on it. Um, but then he's like, I have a real reliable source that actually knows her, and I'm not going to say who it is because they already, don't want me to say anything. But he's like, she's on it. So I don't know. I'll be curious to see what her little rebuttal is. But I do believe there's probably more to the storyline, or they're obviously trying to play. Alex Earl
Yeah.
has already blown up. She's already has her, and her skincare line is taking off, and everything else that she has going on her show, blah, blah, blah. I don't really know what Alex Cooper's up to other than she still has her podcast, right? Is it
Alex
is
Cooper?
it
Oh, yeah.
yeah, her
I
is it call her daddy or call me
It's
daddy or
not
whatever it
called
is.
that girl, yeah, I don't really like Alex Cooper, but
Right, but I'm saying, like, I don't know anything about her other than that she has the podcast, and I feel like Alex Earle has more going for her at this time. And then I saw Bethany Frankel, who I actually like. I am not a Real Housewives watcher. I never was. I haven't watched any of them, but for some reason, she like kept coming up in my. She's funny,
she's hilarious. You see her
and I
chicken
think
salad
she looks
reviews?
so good. Yeah, I think she
Looks
looks
incredible.
so good. Does not care what she says. Is a hard worker. I mean, had no money, had no
Yeah,
idea what she was going
entrepreneur,
to
yep.
do in her 30s. Um, just lives
Skinny
her
girl.
life and skinny. Yeah, exactly. That started it all. And yeah, just anyways, just seems like a straight up give it to you, New Yorker living in Miami. And anyways, I just find her funny. But she was saying, I'm in marketing. I know the whole scheme. She's like, I think that Earl needs to go on Cooper's podcast or vice versa, do something together and it'll just like be blown up. She's like, I wouldn't doubt if they're already, kind of like behind the scenes working on something. And this is just like kind of like a buildup.
I 100%. Yeah, I was like, is this just, trying to create drama, trying to create publicity between the two,
Right.
or is this like actually like a feud?
Yeah. And she's like, I don't
So,
know either one of them, really. She's like, I mean, I
yeah,
know who they are, whatever. But she's like, if I were them, I would find a way to uh, do something together.
I think
But
that's what they're working on it. That's Earl's comment. Okay, on it. Okay,
on
let's
it.
see what
Yeah. Okay.
happens.
Let's
I don't
see.
know. We're at the edge of
Yeah.
our seat. I
Edge
mean,
of
could
our
care
seat.
less for both of them. I kind of like
Exactly.
Earl,
Yeah.
but
I
I just Alex Cooper. I
I'll
mean,
keep
I don't
trying.
know
I'll
if
see what her
you.
response is and I'll get
It,
back to you. Just like you're waiting for Anthony Kim to win another live
oh
tournament or
yeah,
another
how's that going?
I'll
Liv's
be
gonna die
waiting.
before it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. I'll be waiting for Alex Earl's response at the edge of my seat before
It's
I give
just
her a
edge of your
real
seat.
shot.
Yeah, there you go.
Um
Well, hopefully those ladies can work it out. Jesus.
yes, yes. Well, in other news, your rivals, the UCLA Bruins, 5 girls went in the first round to WNBA draft.
Is that like a record?
A record
That's
for
pretty
one school
legendary.
ever. I mean, that's
Jesus.
unbelievable, and that just shows how good they really are/were.
I mean, I don't know who was doing their recruiting, but Jesus, that's the best recruiting class they've ever had.
Unbelievable. I'll be very curious to see how they fill the roster recruiting-wise for next year, with the transfer
Now
people
everybody's
or
gone.
just
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, they
All
clearly
those
those are
Tennessee
gonna be
folks went
missed.
over.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely record for one school ever. And then I had to keep track of our little Rory Harmon. I still felt bad for her at Texas in that loss, but she went 3rd round, so she got
Yeah, I
drafted.
feel
So
too
good
bad
for
for
her.
her. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
And then next we've got NFL draft coming up next week, I think, right? 23rd, 25th. Is that next week? Seems like it.
Uh,
Close enough. Maybe the
I
following.
can't believe we're already in mid-April. Jesus.
I
That was
know.
next week.
Well, and again, I like kind of skip my like calendar with sports and
Mhm.
school, just that's just how everything kind of runs off of. And I'm like, okay, May, summer's going to be here. The draft comes. And then by the end of summer, they're already having, preseason
We're back to
stuff. And then
football.
we're going to be back to football. And then it's fall. And then it's Merry Christmas.
It's funny how the world keeps doing the same thing over and
Oh,
over.
gosh. And way too fast, but all good.
Way too fast. That's what I was
Yes.
thinking. And now we're like trying to plan a wedding too. And I'm like, slow down. Like,
I
there's just too much to do.
know.
So,
Yeah, it's a lot. All right, everyone. Well, I hope we're as interesting as Tea by the Sea.
well, yeah, hopefully we're not bedtime stories before you go to sleep. Jesus, Lord.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we're better like morning coffee listeners. Pep
Well,
people
yeah.
up for the day.
Yeah. No, Adam was like, why don't you guys do it at night? And I was like, just due to, obviously you've got Brooklyn and everything. And he's like, yeah, I think you guys would be funnier with wine and stuff. And I was like, yeah. I
You're like,
mean,
yeah, I do that by the day. Too.
yeah, I do that midday. So. I was ripping coffee today. Again, my allergies are just horrific. I'm trying not to drink and get better, but I think it's just allergies at the end of the day.
It looks like it's going to rain again, but
Yeah, I was going to go for a run, but it's not looking
I know, not
promising.
motivating with these dark skies.
No.
All right, everyone. We'll enjoy the rest of your week, and we will be back next week.
Ta-ta. Ciao.
Ta-ta. Ciao.
Hasta luego.
Adios.
Yeah. We need to come up with some more language.